Yeah, it's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. Y'all already know what's up. It's an identity game, man. That's how we win games because of defense. I know we ain't gonna win a lot more games. We ain't going to the playoffs and nothing like that. But I always talk about shot creators and 3-and-D players and this and that about the offensive side of the ball. And but we need to talk about the defensive side of the ball. We need to be talking about the defensive side of the ball. We're gonna get into all of that. We definitely gonna, get into that really soon. But first, I want to say Nets fans is the best fans, and I want to give a special thank you. You know what I mean? It's not about that though, JDJ. I want to give a special thank you to the members of the page. Maria Signal Moore, Jelio, Marcus, Ness DNA, Beeman Boy, Joey BK, Cooney Jean Philippe, GIHF_Carter, Brooklyn LM, Mr. Seahorse, J Noel 24, Javon Shit, Big Homie Stay Solid, Leaf 4788, Sam Edelman 5187, Alasal 3, G Wiz 911 and Play One. Shout out to all the members of the chat. If y'all in the chat, tell me what's going on. I'll throw y'all comment up there, y'all members, so y'all get, privilege. But yeah. Oh yeah. Talk your shit, Lee. I'm a big advocate for Nolan Traore, but talk your shit. I wasn't even here. You see the thumbnail. I ain't been here for Nolan Traore because he had a bad game. I'm not even gonna start with him. We won. I'm gonna start with Dayron Sharpe. Dayron Sharpe is tough. I seen him grabbing boards over Jalen Duren. You see the title of the show. And I'm gonna start talking more, you know what I'm saying, to y'all about the specifics of not just the players, but the team as a whole. We've been looking at points in the paint these last recent games. And when you look at the points in the paint tonight, 48-46, would you know it? What do you know? There's not a lot of points in the paint because Cade Cunningham is missing. Is this what the Pistons look like without Cade Cunningham? That's MVP type shit. Like, this team without Cade Cunningham lost to the Brooklyn Nets. Am I lying? I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing. I'm just saying we was out there hoping. They couldn't do nothing with us. I'm lying. He was down by like 20. I thought game was over. I ain't gonna hold you. But I cannot believe we out-rebounded him. I was pleasantly surprised. You trying to tell me tonight Michael Porter Jr. had 13 rebounds, Claxton had 6, Dayron Sharpe had 7. Everybody that got minutes besides Ben Saraf had a rebound? That's impressive. Well, who had rebounds on their team? Tobias Harris and Jalen Duren. That's it. 10 and 14. Karras was cooking. Karras was hurting us early in the game, but it wasn't enough. He only had 7 points. You can't beat us with 7 points, no matter how good it looks. 7 points is 7 points. We ain't worry about you, Karras. Zaire Williams with 23. Good. What? Yo. Zaire Williams and Dayron Sharpe is how you build a championship bench. Maybe we don't got championship starters yet, but when you think about a championship bench, we looking good. We got Dayron Sharpe, Zaire Williams, Danny Wolf. Yo, I like his stat line, bro. 8 points, 3 boards, 4 assists. He had a better game than Nolan Traore. But Nolan Traore, I gotta see him more aggressive, man. These 5 shots, no taking, no 3-pointers. So when they sagged off like me and Leaf spoke, I'm about to throw the link in the chat because me and Leaf was talking about it. Word, but yeah, man, shit is wild, bro. I really feel like the identity is about defense, man. It ain't gonna be about offense. It's gonna be about defense. It's gonna be about, can we stop teams? Can we slow teams down? Can we play without fouling? You know what I'm saying? 2 steals. You seen that steal by Sharpe? That was tough. Shout to JDJ. Shout to the ruler FN. Shout to B10BR. All moderators. Shout to Leaf. He said Porter almost 40. Porter B10BR said Porter almost 40 minutes. He really wanted that win. Yeah, man. They showing that. Listen, if Porter gonna play like that, I like Porter, man, but his usage rate, man. I don't want. We need somebody to help Porter. We need somebody to help Porter. Facts. Yo, but look, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. We need to really look at Dayron Sharpe and speak to his importance to him being off the trade block. I know the off season coming up. I know we want more draft picks and all of this and that. But the truth is, bro, we can't, you know what I'm saying, put ourselves in a situation where we put him on a trade block, bro. I'm not listening to none of those shenanigans about Dayron Sharpe on the trade block. It's over with. After what I've seen tonight, I'm gonna have to consider it disrespect if anybody put Dayron Sharpe on a trade block after tonight. Serious. My thing is, Porter is doing too much, man. You shouldn't even be playing 39 minutes, brother. Now, of course, I wanted to win. Part of my net fan spirit wanted to win. But we came so far, you know? We came so far. It's no turning back now. It's like they say in the Bible, you turn the sand or something. Or salt. Let's see. 16 wins, 14, 15, 16. Tied with the Wizards. We got another loss more than the Wizards. The Pacers and the Kings. Are they going to win anytime soon? Who knows? We good where we at. We ain't catching up to the Utah Jazz. They got to look. Come on, man. They got to do right by us, man. We Indiana Pacers ain't even got no business tanking this bad. They really that bad without the Pacers? The Kings have at it. They just a bad team, I guess. The Wizards, case in point, the Brooklyn Nets supposed to get the number 1 pick. From what I can see here, from who's in the runnings of who should get the best pick out of these 3 teams, it's the Brooklyn Nets. They've been less rewarded when it comes to draft, regardless of the reason. Even if you want to say it's because of the trade, like Brooklyn LM always reminds me, they still had the talent. These other franchises, Sacramento Kings, still had the talent, and De'Aaron Fox and Keegan Murray on the team at the same time and did not win. Both of them top 5 draft picks. You got top 5 draft picks and you can't get far in the playoffs. That's not on the NBA. The NBA shouldn't keep going to them. How many times must y'all better call Big Ox for help, man? I'm tired of this. So hold on, we gonna really get to it, because at the end of the day, you know, when I'm up here talking to these other fans, which is my fellow veteran net fans, do y'all hear me say about how Sacramento don't deserve to get the number 1 pick? Let me break it down on why we should get this number 1 pick. Let me break it down. Now and this is not shitting on these franchises. It's saying historically the NBA has given them draft capital and they have not had success after receiving such draft capital. I guess when they went to the conference finals versus the Lakers was the best that the Sacramento Kings was. Respect. And they were really good. And a lot of fans feel like they should have won that game. Right? That's true. All right. So I want to see something. I want to see the draft capital for each teams to see who did what with the said talent. The most recent lottery pick was Devin Carter, a first round pick. Because I wanna see what's going on. Yeah, of course we're gonna get to the win and all that. Definitely gonna do that. Because we was out there hooping tonight. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just want to see the number of how many picks they got. I don't feel like reading their whole history. I ain't in that. But we gonna see. Just because we do the work. Shout to Big Ox. Sacramento King fan can help right now. Hold on. 2024. They got a 2022. Y'all see this? The Sacramento Kings got a number 4 pick in 2022. What did they do? Whoop-de-doo. Look at their record after that. What did they do with Keegan Murray? Nothing. They should get a pick over us. They got a 9th pick in 2021, a 12th pick in 2020, 14th pick. That's still lottery. Not 2019, 2018, a 2nd pick, 2017, a 3rd pick, 2016, an 8th pick. Lottery. Year after year, the NBA has went to the Sacramento Kings and they have done nothing. Nothing. Where Big Ox at? Where you at, Big Ox? What's up? You trying to tell me the NBA shouldn't go to the Brooklyn Nets? You trying to tell me that the Sacramento Kings can get, hold on, let's count it from the next draft up until now. Let's just count from the 2000 to 224. Let's count for 24 seasons. How many times that the Sacramento Kings was in the lottery in 24 seasons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 times out of 24, the Kings been in the lottery and they couldn't build an NBA championship team? And you trying to tell me that the NBA should go to the Sacramento Kings and put their best player, one of the best players coming out of college there? No. They got to market in. No. Sacramento Kings haven't proven anything about what they could do with top tier talent coming right out of college as recent as the 4th and 5th pick with Keegan Murray and De'Aaron Fox. Next. Who next, man? The Indiana Pacers. Let's look at the Indiana Pacers. Let's look at the Indiana Pacers. Let's look at their lottery history. Since we just gonna get it all out in the open right now. 17. Remember that number. 17 times out of 24 seasons, the Sacramento Kings been in the lottery. Now, this is the Indiana Pacers. 2023. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 8 times. Okay. Only 8 times. You're just speaking the facts. And now let's look at the Brooklyn Nets. In the 2000s, the Brooklyn Nets had been in the lottery 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 1 pick in 2017. This the Brooklyn Nets? I don't remember us having a number 1 pick in 2017. I am baffled. The Philadelphia 76ers. Are we had something to do with that? With the Ben Simmons? Okay. Boston Celtics. Oh, shit. Markelle Fultz. We was part of them getting Markelle Fultz? I didn't even know that. Jaylen Brown going to Boston. I always knew that. Okay. I learn something new every day. Basically, all of them have more draft capital than us. But to be specific, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Man, that 2011 and 2010 didn't go to us. I'm tight. So I don't even want to count that. Oh, maybe I was wrong about the Sacramento Kings too. Maybe they went to other teams too. But my whole point is the Nets are the best choice for the NBA to give a draft pick. You know what I mean? Drafted players. We doing it the right way. We letting players, rookies develop. That's why you got them out of college so we could put them in the G League. That's why they stopped having a 4-year system in college so they could put them in the G League. That's what the Brooklyn Nets do. When it comes down to doing it the right way, we doing it the right way. You know? Words. What up, Lucky? What up, Bill Johnson? What up? What up, Popcorn? What up, Down on the Dunker? Oh, man. Excuse me. Yo, that boy Dayron Sharpe is a bad man. I'm telling you, yo. Don't let them tell you no different, man. Don't let them try to throw him in no trade package. MPJ doing too much though, man. He working too hard out there. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. He working too hard, man. Oh man. Notorious.
Was
Yo,
goody, brother.
yo, just paying some respect to Dayron Sharpe, telling them how it is. Know what I'm saying? He was grabbing rebounds over Duren. Everybody's saying this and that about Duren. Dayron Sharpe was making him look human. Dayron Sharpe, you know what I mean? Looked at him and say, "Do you bleed?" Like Batman said to Superman in the movie. You know what I mean? Like he was ready for the smoke, man. Shout to Dayron Sharpe for playing tough out there. You know what I'm saying? I said the Nets' identity notorious is defense instead of offense and shot creators and who gonna run point and this and that. How you feel about that?
Oh, for sure, for sure. You know, defense is going to definitely be a big part of our identity. I think Jordy already stressed that. So yeah, I agree.
Bro, you look at the team stats, bro. One of the most important stats we gotta start paying more attention to is points over turnovers. You know what I'm saying? We had points conceded off turnovers. We had 21 points. Definitely, we had 15 fast break points. Those are the easy buckets, bro. That's because the defense generated the fast breaks for you to
Exactly.
from the defense sometimes, and obviously the turnovers, the save points conceded off turnovers 21. So you
Well,
can
when you
see
don't,
exactly what it is.
yeah, when you don't have that type of offensive power, you gotta at least try to generate offense and try to get easy buckets off of turnovers and stuff like that and playing style defense. So that's how that's what you call getting a gritty win. You know what I mean? We don't have the luxury of having 2, 3 players that could put up 20 plus any given night. So any little points that we get, we got to work for it. We got to grind for it. So no easier way than getting no easy buckets than turnovers and getting into transition. So that has to be a part of our identity, man, because we don't really have the offensive firepower.
Yeah, I'm saying, but as a fan, I'm entertained. You know, I'm entertained. But before we go there, we're gonna hear from Brooklyn LM. He always mentioning Cade Cunningham, but Cade Cunningham wasn't there to fight for the Detroit Pistons. They had to fight tonight without him, and they look beatable. They look beatable, Brooklyn LM. Talk to me, because they ain't looking so tough without Cade Cunningham. I'm just saying, they ain't looking that tough.
I mean, they have a 23-point lead, yo. At this point, I just think realistically, and I know, I mean, it's pretty much a crash out tonight in net spaces. Um, to me, I just feel like there's blame on the Nets and there's somewhat blame on Detroit. Like, realistically, y'all had a 23-point lead and y'all blew it to a sinking team. Like, I mean, I don't know. Tobias Harris clearly is not that second option. They well, they should have made a move at the break to get a guy, that
MPJ.
could take over. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it could have been MPJ. While Cade, if Cade is out, and they ain't do that, and that's the problem with teams. They like to stay stagnant. Oh, we good over here.
But what up? Well, not. But what about if they trust in Jaden Ivey? You heard him come out and say, "Yo, I'm not the same player no more." But maybe they thought he would be the same player before he. You know what I'm saying the
I
injury.
mean, it could have been not. It could have been Ivy. But I don't know. I feel like they could have kept him, but his point is just, they just felt like they was past the Ivy era, especially with Cade and Duren doing what they do. Um, but I mean, I'm not necessarily upset at the loss. I see why I mean, the win. I see why some Net fans are though. But I mean, we still got the third spot. It ain't nothing to trip about. We lost,
Exactly.
we lost 10 games in a row. Like, I mean,
Yo,
at one
LM,
point, like,
all these dudes crashing out on Twitter. I'm like, yo, we not gonna lose every game. And like you said, we still third bottom worst team right now. Like y'all tripping. Like we didn't even move in the tank standings. Relax.
Yo, I'm not
yeah,
gonna
that
lie.
46 loss is saving us. If we had 46 losses, we would have been tied with Washington. But that 47, we go. I don't know how we played. We might win against Memphis on Monday,
Yeah, we
but
gotta lose that game.
yeah, we might win against Memphis on Monday, and then we face Indiana on this. Indiana, we face the Kings 2 times, and we face Washington. So I mean, we might try hard. Jordy gonna probably try to win those games, keeping it a buck.
He gonna fuck the tank up if he try to win
Yo,
those
can y'all
games.
can y'all hear me?
So, I mean,
If he try to win
yeah,
those games against those bad teams, he gonna mess the tank up, Ellen.
Yo, Brooklyn, yo, you can hear
right.
me?
Yeah, I can.
Yo, you seen when Clowney lost the ball? I said, look at him tanking
Yeah,
his
I
bet.
was.
I said, look at him.
I thought we was winning. I thought we was gonna lose after that.
I said, look, yo, ain't nobody could tank better than Clowney right now, man. Like, cause no way he dropped that ball, bro. Like, no way.
I think it was just Detroit being trash and losing a 23-point lead, and then MPJ played 40 minutes tonight, yo. Like that to me is just
Yeah,
crazy.
but
Just
that's why niggas is crashing out because they like, why is MPJ playing 40 plus something minutes this late in the season for you to be trying to get W's? Like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like
So I mean,
we
I
playing our
understand both
best.
sides of it. You know what
We
I'm
playing
saying?
What's
Like
like
the
I
we
end
do.
playing for
goal
a
here? Because
seed.
what's the end goal? Because it's like really these wins are really against what we really trying to do, and you playing these vets all these minutes to get this win for what? Like it's really no positive to this W. I mean, I guess if you want to say morale, sure, but from trying to make the franchise better, nah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like at this point, I do understand the crash out in certain areas. Like, yo, we got 16 wins, yada yada. But I mean, to be fair, like this still, we got 19 games left. It wasn't like this was a game where if this was the last game and this just sent us to like the sixth best odds. Like there's still a lot of game left to be played. For all we know, Indiana and Sacramento might get 16 wins. Like we don't know. You know what I'm saying? There's still a lot of games left to be played. Still a lot of basketball left to be done. Nolan being pulled out was interesting though. He didn't play much of the fourth quarter. That was interesting to me. But I guess he felt that unit was better in the comeback. So um, yeah, I mean, for me, it's just the rookies like Powell suffering in the G League. You seeing Nolan out for like 15 minutes, MPJ getting 40 minutes in March. Like, I don't know, bro. This organization sometimes it just looks unserious at most points. But I mean, it is what it is. Detroit, they got some figuring out to do on who's gonna be the guy when Cade is out. Um, But I mean, we was gonna win eventually. Like I don't think we was just gonna lose all the way in March until like April. Like we was gonna get a
Facts.
win at one point. So I'd rather it be against Detroit than against fucking Sacramento or Washington or Pacers or
Or
any other
Indiana,
place.
exactly. Facts.
Yeah, so if we gonna win, I let it be against Detroit. We mark that up. We move forward. Feel me? I don't think it need to be that much of a crash out about one win against the top East team. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna give it to Jay.
yeah. Yo, Jay, you there?
I don't know
you
if you
know,
did.
No, I'm here. I'm here. This fan base just takes the wind out of my sails, man. Yeah, man. We lost, man. Hooray! I mean, we didn't lose. Damn, my bad. This sucks. We just got to lose more. I wish we could just lose every game. Know what I mean, I'm trying to be down with the people. Know what I mean, niggas want to be mad about a win. Let's be mad. Like fuck it.
I ain't mad. You know what I'm
I
saying?
Yo, bro, this fan base is What the
I,
fuck,
I
bro?
I pulled up talking about Dayron Sharpe grabbing rebounds over Jalen Duren, housing them. Like, yeah, I like that.
This shit is crazy. Like niggas want to lose 11 games in a row instead of 10. Niggas beat a team, top team in the East. Niggas is sad and mad about it. So I'm just gonna join with the tankers, man. Like, yeah, go ahead. I
I mean, man, y'all
I
can
don't think
never.
Washington winning another game though. I ain't gonna hold you. They might got
I ain't
that.
gonna
They might
lie
have
though.
that fourth spot locked up.
Like, I like for instance, as much as I want to brag about how good Nolan Treyarch is, he need work. You know what I'm saying? He
the
need
whole
work.
the whole team need work, and this is a long, horrible season, and everybody's happy about a million losses, and I really hope and pray y'all get the number one pick y'all praying for, and that the number one pick that y'all praying for decides to stay healthy for a long, 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 long time, so all of y'all dreams and wishes could come true, and it's not the bullshit that normally happens. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, man. You listen, man. At the end of the day, I don't enjoy this season either. You know, like I told y'all, look around the room. Look around the room. I want you to respect everybody that you see in here because these are the guys that was here before the championship. One day the Nets are gonna win the championship, and you're gonna meet people you never met in your life with stories
Hopefully
how
before
they
I turn
always been in
70.
West. You ain't never seen them in the spaces, never seen them on a podcast, nothing, not a nothing. And bro, you gonna remember the guys that was there before that. Trust me. It
Hopefully
just
we
ain't
win it before we turn
going.
70. Yo.
Yeah, for sure. Now I think we gotta compete next year, bro. Maybe next year we gotta compete, bro.
Bro,
We gotta we gotta
how?
compete.
I still don't understand how niggas think that we going to tank all year this year, get one player, and then be magically ready to compete next year. That's not gonna fucking. That don't
I
sound.
saw
I
a
don't I
post.
don't think we're gonna be able when you I said I think we're gonna be able to team that could be cohesive if you keep your core pieces. If you could keep your unit and not expect or put the pressure on them to win an NBA
But
championship
it
that
Bro,
first year.
but it
if
But
y'all praying for us to be a 16 win game, 16 win team this year, next year with one more person that's marginally better than everybody else will be a 20 win team. You have to add a good player to a good team to get better results. You add a one good player to a shit team, you're going to have a half shit team still.
no, but what I'm saying is
I
I'm
mean
not saying hold on. I'm not saying that, Jay. I'm saying because the last next year is the last or this year that we draft is the last year they focus on the draft. It's all about getting players from the free agency. So they not even focused on the draft to have this strategy to get a draft pick. They're going to compete from next year on out. Do I think they're going to win a championship, Jay? No, but I do think they should get solid pieces that they should build with and have chemistry with. Because I don't think that you get a player in 1 year, like you said, and win a championship. You got to have a whole core for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's going to be that. I think next year we're going to be strong, though. Excuse me. I think whoever we draft is going to be a number one or two option on this team. But
I
like you
hope
said,
so.
it's still early to say. You know what I mean?
The shit that I'm seeing right now just looks like it seems like a prelude for next year. Know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna be much different. You get most teams they get incrementally better from year to year to year to year if they get better. Like,
I
but
think the more recent builds that I've seen is the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets been really, I would say, good in the draft as a recent. They got LaMelo Ball not too long ago. Then after that, they got Brandon Miller. After they got Brandon Miller, then they were still getting players like Musa Diabate. They was getting other players that wasn't like a top three or top five pick.
but when did they
They
get
were
Melo? That was like
um,
five,
four
six
years
years ago.
ago. Yeah, 5 years. I would say five. More. It was before Cam Thomas. I think it 2
Right,
years before Cam Thomas, or 1 year before Cam Thomas. So it's like 2020 or 2019, something like that.
right. That's
And
not
then when you say
1 year, 2 years.
incrementally, right,
That
right.
but that ain't 1 year, 2 years. That's a long fucking time till right now. And they
4 or 5.
they was consistently getting top draft picks. It ain't like they got one guy and then wow, look at them go.
All right, they got Brandon Miller the next after LaMelo Ball, and then they got Con Knappel, and now they look like they on their way. And before that, I think they got Miles Bridges, because I think he was a draft pick too. I'm not sure though.
But yeah, it is what
But
it
yeah,
is.
it's
Niggas
incremental.
can't even be happy about a fucking win, man. To break a 10-game winning streak. I mean losing streak. Like and you see, I keep saying the wrong thing because it's like bizarro world with this fucking fan base, man. Like you got to be happy for losses and be mad about wins.
Bill Johnson said, "Jay speaking straight up facts."
Be nice the young guys could play.
This shit is fucking crazy, man.
Shout out to everything Brooklyn Nets, John on the panel. Talk to us, John. What you seen out there tonight, man?
I mean, I saw try hard Jordy, like Jay's saying, struggling to get a win with the vets. Listen, I get what Jordy wants to do. He wants the winning mindset. He doesn't want to do the work to get there. He wants to establish guys. Okay, you want Terrence Mann and MPJ Claxton to be what gets us to a play-in, like Jay's saying. It's not going to happen magic like that if you're going to rely on the vets to play 39, 40 minutes a night and young guys are playing less than 18 minutes. Like what happened to Nolan today, I feel bad for Nolan because we've seen a lot of progression. The Miami series, we saw the worst of Nolan in the first game. Then you saw kind of the best of Nolan in the second game. Was playmaking numbers back up. And then tonight, you're closing Terrence Mann instead of Nolan. Like, Jordy, what are you trying to do here? You were one of the guys jumping up, dancing, drafting of historic 5 rookies. Like, you were ready for that responsibility. Clearly, you weren't ready for it because when a guy like Drake Powell says, I want a coach that believes him, everybody goes on Drake Powell because he's not confident enough. Okay, you can make that argument. But when Nolan is getting subbed out for Terrence Mann, a guy who's a middling journeyman, you kind of makes you go, is it really the young guys just being upset because they're not, holding their fair share here? Or is the coach is not helping them get to the level they could be at? It just really makes you wonder. And I get it. We were going to break this losing streak eventually. But against Detroit, who was missing their superstar and their second best defender, I could maybe be happy about this for a second, drinking some liquor. And then the night after, I'll be like, man, was that really worth it to drink all that, to watch that? Because is it really going to help us? This could potentially be what gives us a 4th or 5th or 6th pick. Getting 4 with Caleb Wilson, I'm okay with, but 5, 6, or 7 because of a win like this, it hurts. I mean, if you sacrifice 2 years of the base's time, you don't come with one franchise guy, but you have these young building blocks. You really don't want to play a lot, but you want them to learn and develop by watching how the vets do things on the court. Okay, it's going to take time, like Jay's saying. If that's the way Jordy's going with this, it might be 2 to 3 years max before the Nets could actually be a playoff team, which really, that's just going to hurt things even further because your goal is to get a franchise guy and then get the right pieces. Not that we could be a middling, bumbling, fumbling team like a Kings or Bulls team who can't attract nobody. That's not what the Brooklyn Nets should be about. So this was a disappointment.
Hold on, we that's again. I'm not going against what you're saying, but we don't know what's going to happen as far as the draft picks. Still a lot of time. It's not like this is the final score. For lack of better words, it's not the end record. But I'm saying what I was trying to get to is how teams look without their superstar. We got to see what the Pistons look like without Cade Cunningham, and you're not going to see that a lot. He's someone that's more consistent, more reliable as a recent. He played more games than he misses. Somebody, you know what I mean, that's helped a big MVP candidate. So you see how important he is to that team. Now I'm saying that to say the Pistons ain't got no business losing to the Brooklyn Nets without Cade Cunningham. That shows either poor coaching or no kill instinct, or you can't win in the playoffs like that. You can't let teams beat you. That's my point. Without Cade Cunningham, they're not a playoff team. You know what I'm saying? And that's not good. And I'm bringing that to the conversation to say, John, that the Celtics were. And the reason why I'm switching from team to team to show you different franchises and what are they doing? Because I think it's fair to look at other franchises and say, well, this is what they're doing to work, see if Jordy Fernandez can implement it into his playbook or whatever he got going on. Because I'm a podcaster, so I could do this. I'm not on TV and not like that. Nobody cares about me doing that. So I could just get away with it, you feel what I mean? But the point is that they're doing something. They're doing something to Joe Mazzulla is doing something for that team to make sense. And I'm not gonna hold you. Without Tatum, they got another superstar in Jaylen Brown, who is a shot creator.
Yeah,
You
but Breeze, that's why you really can't compare Detroit
yeah, that's the difference.
and
I think
They
Boston,
that
also
because
have
Boston
homegrown guys they've developed
really
too.
got a 1B option in Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is a
that's
number
true.
one option. You know what I mean? Who's the number one? Who's the number one option when K goes down on Detroit? Jalen Duren? Like, come on. No
Or
disrespect
Yeah,
Tobias
to
that's
him.
a
Like,
big
he
Harris.
difference.
cool.
That is a big
Yeah.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Or
don't really have like that number two, clear number two on a team. You know, that who could possibly be a number one if the number one
No,
go
that's
out.
true. That's true.
right. Detroit's not a complete product. I agree. They don't have a second option, but they have the assets to get a second option to pair with Cade in the future. My whole thing is this, though. The East is not weak anymore. Even a team like the Wizards got Trey and AD who could get into a playing spot. Boston, like you said, they just got Tatum back. That's their free agency move of the season. They are going to be a threat next year. And then, as much as we don't like the Knicks, they still have a core that's ready to win right now. And then Miami, they're always a young team developing players, which I kind of wish we would have that type of development. But next year, and with Adam Silver now wanting to take the tank rules seriously, nobody in the East is just going to be flat out dying on the court for the first few months. They're going to maybe wait till the end of the last 2 months of the season. So for the Nets, like Jay was saying, if they don't have a product that's ready to run and gun from the start, it is going to be tough sledding, especially if you don't secure that franchise guy in this draft. At least with Detroit, they have Cade, their number one. With Boston, they have both Brown and Tatum. Do we have a clear number one? No, because we had building blocks in last year's draft. This draft, if you get another building block that's a point guard, let's say in a worst case scenario like on your last show, you have no balance on this team. You have multiple guards, you have no center, no power forward. Hell, MPJ is the small forward, but this dude just said today, "Oh, I don't care about tanking. We should get no top draft picks." MPJ, you won with Joker and Jamal Murray. You're gonna win with what's on this team. Like, I just think that Jordy Fernandez, Sean Marks, and Joe Tsai are not on the same page. They haven't been for 2 years. This is the most insane tank process I've seen a team do. At least other teams are unselfish about it, where, yeah, they may have a really sucky season, but they come away with Cade Cunningham's, Wemby's, Browns. What are we coming away with? Nothing.
Relax. Yo, don't put that face on, John. John, don't do that. Don't
Yo,
do that.
bro,
I'm not
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
get
don't
bro,
do
sentimental.
that.
Please, I
No,
still
bro.
don't
believe.
touch
Wait,
her.
I
Don't do
still
that.
believe. I still believe we have a chance. I'm never
Thank
not going
you,
to
man.
believe that. But this organization makes it harder
Man,
than it should be
well,
for
what pick
Knicks.
you got to get Kobe? What pick you got to get Steph? What pick you got to get other than Joker? What pick you got to get them niggas?
Those are
Relax.
anomaly
Okay.
picks, man. They just work out that way.
Which
But it's
you
rare
just
when
named
anomaly
three
picks
people. I
happen.
named three people.
No, that's fair.
And
That's very fair, Jay.
you can name another
Yeah.
three people that was top three picks and was trash after a while. Like
Talk to him.
who? Jaleel Okafor or somebody,
Talk
or
to him.
like I
Mikel
don't know,
Fultz.
bro. It don't. Yo, it's about what you do with what you got.
Alawakandi.
And so you just made the right point. It's you do with what you got. We have Nolan Traore, who Breezy has said could be our future point guard this season. You close with him tonight. You don't close with Terrence Mann. So if you're going to show you give a damn about the future, you push these rookies. You tell them you're going to close. You're going to make the game-winning shot. But no, you
Yeah,
let them
Nolan
watch off the
Traore, man, he
bench.
was riding
That's
that
not
bench
instilling
tonight.
Brooklyn culture. That's instilling a losing mindset
Nah,
for the
I don't
rookies,
think
which
so. I
isn't
think
cool.
Jordy Fernandez, like, yo, fuck that. I'm tired of losing. I want to get that win tonight.
Okay,
Listen, Nolan
Jordy got his
Traore.
win. But are we winning, though, is the question. Are we actually winning, or is Jordy winning? That's the question I'm going to leave on that. Who is really winning tonight? It's
Hold
just
on. Shout out to
Jordy.
Elite 4788 here, moderator for member for 4 months. I want to say thank you to Lee for everything that he contributes to the panel and the show. I met Leaf in real life, cool dude. I wish him nothing but, you know what I'm saying, prosperity, you know what I mean? And like I said, Nets fans is the best fans, you heard. Yeah, man. He was on the panel. I know he do the play-by-plays. He been busy, but I know he's gonna be back at it soon. And again, I want y'all to know that y'all gotta take it easy. I don't want to see Nets fans going to war. You know, we got enough at odds against us already. We gotta stick together. You got to Leap in the chat. He says he's a moderator on this page and a member on this page. He said we had draft rights to Dame, Tatum, and Brown and traded them, and now we looking for the NBA to give us a top 5 pick. Question mark. Fuck out of here. But at the
There
end
you
of the day,
go.
that's different ownership. Bro, you can't. Before Joe Tsai got here, how could you put that on him? He wasn't here. Sean Marks wasn't here. As much as y'all don't like Sean Marks, right, John? He still wasn't here. You can't put that on him. You feel what I mean? So my thing is, you make a good point, but how could I put that on Joe Tsai and Sean Marks? I can't put that on them. Any and everything that we supposed to put on Joe Tsai and Sean Marks, you don't know that this podcast done said it, right? So in all fairness, listen, if they want to do right, you gotta realize my thing is Joe Tsai seen his wife get the Liberty a championship, making all of the right transactions, and you know what I'm saying, the smart decisions, seen it happen, seen a WNBA championship inside the Barclays. That has to spark something in the Mr. Joe Tsai. A Joe Tsai.
That's funny. I appreciate you, Breeze, for trying to uplift me a bit, man. I appreciate you, man, for that one. Appreciate you.
He said, "In no way this is stream with actual Nets fan." Yes way. Yes way.
We watch every game and cover it, man. So don't say we ain't Nets fans.
We out here, man.
That's the dumbest shit you could put in the comments, bro.
I think some people just really feel that way because you can't, like, who the fuck roots for their team to lose? And I'm not coming at y'all, but some fans, like, if you really, like, bro, I just be thinking if we was actually on this team, bro, it ain't no way I want to go out there and just get stomped on every night.
Right.
Like, that's not fun. That's not good. Like, and I hear what y'all saying about the future, but even that, I don't think you build a winning team by losing all the time.
Jay, can you just speak to? We gotta go to CJ after this, but Jay, I want to ask you to speak to how a win affects the fan morale. Like,
bro,
you know what I mean?
After a win, you leave the fucking Barclays feeling like you want to go do something else. Like, it's a good time. Everybody hanging out, niggas slapping fives and shit. Like, yeah. They want to get it. Yo, what y'all doing after this? Y'all trying to go get a drink? Like, y'all trying to go somewhere else? After a loss, you just want to go home. Like, it's just a somber walk to the train station or to your car.
Somber. Feeling melancholy out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You don't want you're not even thinking about going to the next game, or not that you're not thinking about going, but you probably still gonna go, but you're not looking forward to
work tomorrow. Shit. You start thinking about their responsibilities. Like, man, fuck, man, shit about to happen.
Right.
Christmas, holidays.
But like I said, I do understand all this draft pick shit, but I just don't like leaving the future in the hands of some lottery balls, even if it is 15%, because you could get 15% and it still don't work. It's still fucking 85% chance that you're not gonna get it.
I just can't wait till this process is over so we can move forward and focus on the winning track, how we could get there, because we've been this for 2 years. It's been 2 years. I'm ready for that to be over with. Ready to write a new chapter. This chapter, it's like you're saying, Jay, it's too crazy, man, to unwind.
Yeah. But listen, man. I gotta call it what it is, Leaf. Nolan Traore had a bad game. I don't want to say as a Nets fan, we went into this draft, we got 3 guards and none of them good at point guard. I don't want to say that. I will continue to buy into Nolan Traore, thinking that he is the player that we're supposed to develop at point guard. I am not saying that he's ready and he's without flaw and nah, I'm saying, I'm glad that we found who it is. Is he actually ready? Like ready? Nah, he need more time to be ready for us to compete. But for right now, I see the progress and I see the potential in his game. I do. You know what I'm saying? Boss Luke, he said those guys not playing to lose, and that's another thing. Imagine being in the huddle, you up like 2 points, and then they just say, "Yo, we finna lose." What if they did like fuck that, man?
Wait, did y'all see Jeremy Lin?
Lose, man.
Y'all saw Jeremy Lin interview?
Yeah, but he said he got the call from upstairs or some shit.
Yeah, he said he was having a 20-10 game, and it was another guy on the team having a 25-point game. And then, like when it got toward the fourth quarter, somebody must have gave a nod from the crowd, or they got the call, and they took them out the game, and they just had to sit there and slowly watch the team lose the lead, and then lose in overtime because the organization wanted to tank. And it's
Doing the
like
fan the unjust, man.
that shit sucks, man.
I don't like that. And to Boss Luke's point, as a competitor, there's a difference with. That's why I think separates great players, good players to great players, is the competitiveness. We can have equivalent talent, but I'm competing more than you are. It's going to give me the edge that I need because you're going to be like, I don't even care that much. You seen this shit with Teague when he talked about Westbrook? He said, Teague said Westbrook scored on him and he did rock the cradle. And Teague looked at him and said, I don't care. Westbrook said, that's the problem. Like, you out here, you talented, you out here, you don't care because you got such a good life. These players, they got a nonchalant attitude. They on social media. They got their own lives. They living
Right.
the vida loca.
You should be mad I'm busting your ass.
Right. You should be angry. You got a mental problem that you're not angry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, they not thinking that way. They like looking over, seeing if they getting a little flirting from the second row type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know, man. Some of these players, they just look like they be doing cardio out there. You know what I mean?
Like
not the
Terrence.
Brooklyn Nets. Not tonight. Michael Porter Jr. playing like he playing hard as a motherfucker out there, bro.
He want that max extension, man. He ain't getting it. He get 2 years at most. Take it or leave it. That's it.
Why is they playing him all that damn? Like, why is he playing all these much minutes, man? Like, the season about half over, bro. Like, come on, man. Let it fucking go. We ain't getting the playing, bro. God damn, bro.
CJ, this is Cam Johnson all over again. Watch this. Cam Johnson said the same thing about taking last year. And watch MB just say, I'm the guy, though, that's a lot better than him, so I should get paid this time around. Like, it is frustrating, man. If MPJ gets a whole bunch of money and we're building with him, it's gonna be a car wreck if you don't get that star player. Like,
and the only guy I told John, the only guy I really believe in, and I'm gonna keep saying this shit. And I was talking to my buddy when I was on live, and that's like, and I told John it's a 6'6" guard. I believe in Wackler out of all of them. Like, no disrespect, we talking about Michael now. I just believe in his game more than all of them. I think Wilder's one of them dudes that don't get talked about much, but that's the only guy I believe in. If you was to draft another guard, it would have to be him. Out of all of them, it would have to be him.
We have 6 guards though, CJ. Like, how do you balance that out? Who's the alpha? How do you build one? How do you get one? Like, I just think the Nets would have more issues to address than solutions.
Let me say this: they want to draft another guard, right? And I be on Twitter a lot, and I would hear something they was interested in Paulo and shit. So either way it go, if you do trade for a star, you gonna have to trade some of them off anyway.
Bro, yo, hold on, CJ. I was thinking that too, and I wanted to have that conversation with John. I seen the rumblings and this and that, but I also seen his max contract start next season. I said, goddamn, we're gonna have to start paying him his max contract. I said, I don't know about that because my thing is, Jordi Fernandez is a coach that will be going into his 3rd year. I'm not putting him in no situation. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not putting him in a bad situation. I'm not putting him in a situation where you got a superstar that left his team because he didn't get along with his coach. Not to mention that his son, Juwan Howard, is part of our assistant coaching staff, and his son, Jet Howard, played for the Orlando Magic. So it's just all the way not a good look for me. You know what I mean? I just don't like how it sounds.
So you're a no on that?
Yeah, I'm going to say no on that because I don't need Jordi Fernandez seeing that.
Hard pass on Paulo, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Definitely, if you don't draft like a Boozer or Caleb Woodson, you would still need a power forward. If you draft
my only thing would be if you don't.
Listen, hold on. I'm parlaying into Boss Luke one's message. He said, take away 20% of the teams in the East superstar, and the Nets a playoff team. And I wanted to say that when you take off the superstars off these teams, how good are the role players? Like, if that's what the NBA look like, how good are the role players of these teams? Like, Are they really good or are they trash?
I think when it come to role players versus role players, it's just a toss up, bro. Like what tips the tipping scale is having the superstars. You know what I mean? It's always going to be, I don't know. But I'm out on Paulo though. I don't like me personally. I don't like Paulo attitude, bro. And I think if he came here, I think he'd be a problem, bro. I think he's whiny. I think he's entitled. I think he's a good young talent, but he hasn't done enough in this league for him to be, running off at the mouth like he do. I'm good on him, bro. Hard
Joey,
pass on Paulo.
I can understand the word with that, but comparing him to like the John Moran Zion situation, those are even way worse because we see how bad their baggage and their emotional energy carries over such a negative way. I think with Paulo, though, his numbers, you look at him individually, really solid. But if you look at how he fits in that team, the Magic went in way too early on their investment with Suggs, with Carter Jr., with Franz. I like Franz, really great player. I think that's who they vibe with more. But they overpaid a lot of guys too quickly because they thought the Desmond Bay move was, that's our championship move this year. You're in the play-in, which is a bad way of how that all ended. So if Paulo wants out, I'm just saying this. You have MPJ, you have some picks to give up. Paulo's like that young, unproven star, to Breezy's point, that with this team, it might work. Because think about what Pacers did with Halliburton, what OKC did with Shea. If you want to not go after a Giannis or go after a Zion, you could go after your own version of a young star.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't know what the media is like in, Florida. But the media in New York is vicious. If Paolo was to ever come out and out his coach in Brooklyn, it would be the media will make it 10 times worse than what it really is. And I'm saying that to say, I'm not saying I don't think it's the same because the way the Miami Heat are known and their rapport, I just think it's a different energy around the media than the Brooklyn Nets have with the New York media. Like, you got to realize the difference, in my opinion, is the franchise actually won a championship in the Miami Heat. You know what I'm saying? Orlando didn't, but they given him that max contract, and Orlando Magic did go to the finals. So, you know what I mean? They seen good teams. So I just think the energy is a little different. You know what I mean? And I'm saying all this to say that talent-wise, I'm not taking nothing from Paulo, John. But is he a fit? Dude, is he a headache to Jordy Fernandez? He's
not a fit,
is
bro.
he helping the locker room or is he hurting the locker room? You know what I'm saying?
I think for what we're trying to build, if we can't get it the right way in the draft, your next best move, if you have to go in the trade market, is get the best young star available. We never go after a young star. It's always been the aging or the toxic ones. This will be a first time we're trying something new, going after a young, unproven guy. And I get it. There's a worry with the fit. He is a power forward, though. And I think for us, look at Noah Clowney. We waited all year to see Noah Clowney show us he can truly take that role over. He has not. He's been a little better lately, but him and Paulo, two different players. Paulo knows how to find his shots in the interior, knows how to be more physical. He can rebound a bit. I just think for us, if you don't get that front court piece like Wilson or Boozer in the draft, Paulo's your next best choice. But you guys are making valid points. Just if we're in that position where we have to go back in the trade market, Paulo might be your best shot. And I think we could build something really fun and exciting with him. But I do agree that there is a little worry with the attitude, but you can't deny the young man has a skill set. It's just not working.
He does have a skill set, but is he willing to go through the ups and downs with this team as far as, because listen, when he get here, this team ain't gonna be championship ready off the rip. We still got work to do. So is he mentally tough enough to be able to play through all of that? You know what I mean? Being able to play through the development.
I would say possibly. Like what Jay said, it's not going to be easy, but if you have a young star, it makes it more manageable than not having any star right now.
But you know why I'm against it? Because if I'm looking for that, I'm going for Caleb Wilson or I'm going for Boozer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not even thinking about Paulo like that because, again, I don't like what the superstar did to this team with KD and Kyrie. They came and changed everything up. And I feel like the last time the Nets fans really was happy about what was happening, like, was when we had Kenny Atkinson as a head coach and before they broke it up. Like, yeah, we knew we wasn't winning no NBA championship, and the Sixers, you know what I mean? They did what they did in the playoffs. I think it was 4-1. But we still felt like, yo, as fans, we building on something. And I don't want to lose that because a superstar come here and start changing stuff up. Because Paolo has that impact to say, if I come there, I want this player to come there to play with me. Kawhi Leonard did it with Paul George. KD did it with Kyrie. LeBron and Bosh went to Miami. There's countless examples where players had power, and it wasn't just them specifically, it was them and whoever else they wanted to come over there to compete with them. So we gotta remember that we have to consider that, and we don't even know what that looked like. You feel what I'm saying? But we don't go off course by investing into whoever we draft next season. Don't tell the fans that you fit in to compete for an NBA championship, but let us know that that's our core. Whoever we draft and whoever we get in a free agency from now on, we're going to win and lose with that team for 3-4 seasons. Don't trade these players. Like, I don't even care if we lose with them. I don't want to, we lost with them, let's trade this one. No. Sometimes you need to lose with your teammates.
I'd rather get our guy through the draft. Breezy, I'm with you. I'd rather get our guy through the draft. I don't trust bringing Paolo here for him to lead anything or be a number one option to anybody. I mean, he's a good young player, but I don't think he's mentally all the way there yet. So it's a hard pass for me, especially when you got to pay him.
It's very fair points you're both making. I just think with our main schedule, if Jordy wants to keep things the way they are, you can win a lot of games, potentially makes your shot of getting top 2 very hard. Maybe 3 or 4 still within grasp. But if you don't get the top 4 guy, which I seriously hope we get the guy, 2 years of all this to finally have that moment would be a lot for us. But if you don't, you always have to have backup plans. I just think out of all the potential plans, not doing the Giannis thing, not doing the Zion thing, Paolo, at least he's a young star. Now, does he have the say that a KD and Giannis has? I don't think so. I don't think he's there yet because Magic haven't exactly recruited a lot of solid vets. They're still a very young squad. So I think for Paolo, it's just change of scenery. So he feels like he's a main focal point. He's been saying that the coach doesn't really draw a place for me that allow me to be that main guy. So maybe Jordan can use that as motivation to keep the attitude in check, but let Paolo be Paolo. I think that's what I've taken out of a Paolo situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, bro. He ain't got no motion over here, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like, I feel you. You can keep fighting for Paolo, bro. He ain't got no motion, bro. Hold on. We're gonna get into I think this Megan Triplet interview on Dayron Sharpe, and then we finna recap it. Net fans is the best fans. Hold up.
Dayron, congrats on the win. When you guys were down in that second half, just what were you guys saying to each other, and what was the key to the comeback?
Well, last time we was here, they broke a franchise record for largest win ever. So ever since that game and we played the Knicks, we just always been telling ourselves it's all about how you respond. So it's our first time seeing it since we lost that game. So we just wanted to come out and give them a fight, and tonight we won the game.
Jordy talked about how hard you were playing. Just what did this one take effort-wise, and what was the key for you?
I just think it always requires a lot of effort to win. So no matter if I'm on the court, like I say, 10 minutes or 30 minutes, I'm going to try my best to help us win. And, bringing the energy is always what I do.
You could tell the stops was helping to fuel this team, especially in that second half. How are you guys able to, slow them down, especially with the inside battle, crashing the glass? How are you guys able to turn it around?
We know that Detroit, they get a lot of energy for turnovers, so in offensive rebounding. So we kind of penciled in on that second half and also upgraded our defense energy, our ball pressure. It just ran our defensive keys better the second half, and it got us a win.
To be called upon to play in those closing out minutes, Jordy said Nick saw how great you were playing and said, no, keep him in. Just what does it mean to have a teammate who sees that in you and say, has that voice to say, Dayron should just stay in those closing out minutes?
It's basketball. Some nights other guys got it going, and that's a great teammate for him to see the flow of the game and trust me to finish the game. That says a lot about his character.
How was it to see Zaire make some big time plays and knock some big time threes down?
It was great. Z always does it for us. He's like the engine for the defense when it comes to ball pressure, deflections. So he brought the energy tonight, and he was knocked down some big threes for us.
To get a win like this and to snap the losing streak against one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, just what does that just do for you guys as a group, locker room wise?
I know we was on a 10-game losing streak, so just to get a win, to get a win after what he said February 9th, that's a great feeling. It's always feel good to win, but we just got to continue for the rest of the season and get some more wins.
Yes, shout out to Dayron Sharpe, you know what I'm saying? Not gonna hold you. This was Jay's favorite player for a long time. You know what I mean? Jay, talk to us, man. How you think Dayron Sharpe representing, man?
Yo, honestly, I'm not happy with a lot of the way people is playing, but what he said, I'm not mad at what he said. But the way he was missing some of them threes last game, I was kind of pissed. Like, I just keep thinking, he said he got the burner. Where is that?
Yeah, Dayron Sharpe, man, you close. You the 3-footer. You know what I mean?
Right.
We just need you to hit the 3-footer. You don't gotta hit the 3-pointer. You know what I mean? You're good.
He said he got the burner. Where is it, man? But that's my guy, though. Like, I just be, holding people accountable to what they said. And, like, he going to go out there and get his rebounds. But I want to see some more evolution to his game.
Yo, hold on. This is Michael Porter Jr. talk about tanking. Y'all seen this?
Nah.
Oh, I couldn't not want to
Hold on,
watch it.
let's listen to this and then we're gonna recap this.
What's one rule you'd change if you were the commissioner?
They got to do something about this tanking situation. Okay. Yeah, I don't like how teams are deliberately trying to tank to get a good draft pick. I just think that throwing full NBA seasons down the drain is not the way to go. It's not very ethical to the game. Mm-hmm. And it's just people pay a lot of money to watch the best players in the world compete. And so you want to see teams competing to their fullest ability every single night. And when teams are doing some of the stuff that they're doing nowadays, it can be tough. And it's like, I've seen some people have certain, thoughts on how that should change. But I just think that, and then the thing is, you may tank for a whole season and then you might not even get the draft pick you want. Exactly. Even if you do get the draft pick you want, that player might not pan out to what you thought he would pan out to. And now you just set your program back years and years and years. So I understand for teams rebuilding, and but I feel like there's an ethical way to do it and a non-ethical way to do it. So hopefully they could change that a little bit. I just feel like the best players should be on the floor.
Yeah.
Tonight.
That's valid. We kind of got into.
All right. So what I realized from that is that he said the best players should be on the floor. Basically, like, don't fake no injury. If you're really healthy, go out there and compete. And if you win, you win. You lose, you lose. And again, what I'm saying is, I think he's saying what I said in other words. You don't have to cheat the game. You could keep integrity and competitiveness, and fans are gonna buy. You're not gonna. It's not like they're making more money the way they got it right now. Fans are complaining a lot about the game. If they were to just go back to the authenticism of competition and not try to control the draft, not try to control, all of these things that they do to all of these tools that they use to control the game, and just let them compete, the fans are still going to buy merch. They might even buy more merch, but it might not be the player that you quote unquote market or the player that got a sneaker. It might be his teammate. You know what I'm saying? And then now he might get a sneaker. But case in point is, it's like they pick certain guys they want to be good and they push them in the big media. And, they do that with teams too. And another thing MPJ said before I pass it, it's an ethical way to do it and it's an unethical way to do it. And I think he knows that the Brooklyn Nets are doing it the ethical way. You draft 5 rookies, you get them minutes, you don't expect wins out of them, you expect them to play and develop. Because what people won't say, that I'll say, is that this concept of being this good this early is a new thing. Because the NBA used to only get players that came out of college after 4 years. So to be good in your first 4 years, the fans got a whole different perspective on how soon you're supposed to be good. It's like they trying to rush the product. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's all I got, man. How y'all feel about what MPJ said?
You ain't getting no max extension. That's what
I
I
mean,
said.
good way to throw that sin off, man. Good way to throw that sin off, MPJ. Just you want to let everybody know that the Brooklyn Nets are ethical tankers, and that we're not deliberately trying to lose. We just suck right now, But no, on some real shit though, I agree with everything he said, bro. He 100% hit the nail on the head, and I agree with everything you said, bro.
That shit is what I've been saying all night, all week, all year. Like that's what, bro. If we gonna lose, if we ask, we ask. But we should be out there trying to win. We shouldn't be out there sitting players to try to do worse. We should be putting out the best game plan, the best product possible. And if we aren't as good as the other team, we take what we get. But we should not be trying to lose on purpose to try to get the fucking best draft pick. And then, just like he just said, what if that draft pick that you hoped and prayed for doesn't pan out, gets injured, or anything like that? And now you set your program back years for no reason.
Valid point.
That's
It's
the
just
part.
never.
That's the
But
part
Jay,
that niggas not addressing.
no, hold on. Let's slow it down and get there, Jay, because he said about 1 year of tanking, you set back your franchise for years and years and years. So that morale must go down so low. So you done sullying up the energy.
It's not just the morale, it's the morale of the team. It's the
right.
stink that you put on your fan base. It's the legacy that you put on your team that makes other players not want to come near. It's
Right.
the fact that now you got somebody on your team that you invested all of this energy and time into, and he's not even good, or he's injury prone for the next 5-6 years, and now you're trying to build around something that's broken.
Mm-hmm.
It's all of that.
They should have.
Right, and that's a risk that fans got to realize. And what I want to say is that don't contrast it to the NFL, because the NFL got guarantees, and they got 16 games, 17 games. They got about 20 weeks, bro. It be 82 games in 16, even if it equivalent to the same amount of months, which is not. But even if it was, bro, it's still 82 games, bro. Like 82 recaps. 82. Like this shit is tough, man. But I don't know, man.
They should have addressed tanking before last year's draft and this year. You have two of the most historic drafts you're probably ever gonna have back to back. This should have been addressed right before last year's draft. And then we had the whole thing with Cooper Flag, who owners, it was reported by New York Post, allegedly believed the NBA gave Dallas #1 pick. It wasn't that they got so lucky, like winning the lottery. They were gifted that because they traded Luka to the Lakers. That's a system you don't want to be a part of. So it doesn't matter if they change it next year. These last two drafts are ones people care about. Nobody cares about 27, 20, and 29. It was these two drafts. So I really don't give a damn like what MBJ's other guys say, because it was these two drafts that was supposed to happen. And now you tell me, oh, now we're taking it seriously? No. You already let the system go bad. It's not going to get better now, because now you want to have some accountability for being a failure of an owner of the NBA. Like, that's all it comes down to. And then Dayron, to what Jay said, listen, Dayron is probably the best backup center we've had in 10 years in Brooklyn. He has a role.
Right.
He knows his role. And we talked a bit about my Bam Adebayo idea, pairing Cam Boozer with Bam in your front court, with Nolan as the point guard and Dayron as a backup rebounder. We finally have the size, the positional defense, the offense bully ball we've been missing for 10 years. That's what the Nets should do. If you get Cam Boozer in this draft, trade what you got to trade to get Bam from Miami, let Dayron be the backup, and now we have something cooking in our front court. That's what we should do. You want to be a bully ball team? You want to make other teams feel what it's like to go up against Brooklyn for 48 minutes? Add the big bodies. That's how it's going to get done. Playing the small ball for these morale victories, that's not the Brooklyn way. They got to update this roster to be a team that can all be respected, but they're playing the right system of basketball. But I just think this organization, they like playing in the past. The past is the past. You got to play in the future with how other teams are operating. or else you're not going to adapt or evolve.
Yeah, but I think if we stay consistent, and my thing is, I don't be pulling up just to chat about what happened. I'll be trying to talk about what could happen. That's why I podcast, so that way, you know what I'm saying, they get to hear how I look at it, like how I see the game. Maybe they could get something from it if they ever was listening. Shout out to
Can I say something real quick?
yeah, yeah.
So I do agree with everything not what MPJ said, but we also, and I agree with what Jay was saying, but we also can't take that for what it is, right? Because we know that all those things can happen, but it's a gamble, just like everything else in the NBA. There's only two ways really to really hit on a star in the NBA. It's either you got to draft them, or you know what I mean, or you got to go out there and get trade for them, or get them or get them in free agency. Stars are not easy to come by. So the least resistance and the one that's within your control is the takeaway. You feel what I'm saying? As an organization, you can control that. You can't control somebody, wanting to sign with you in free agency, So, I mean, I get why teams are doing it. It doesn't always pan out the right way for them, but it's a gamble, just like anything in the NBA, bro. Some teams don't got no choice. That's their only way to acquire that type of talent.
I disagree. I don't think it's a gamble. It's you setting your franchise up properly to do the right things. Like you can control players wanting to come to you in free agency by being a world-class organization that people want to play for. Like you also can like I said, you have good scouts and draft properly no matter what pick you get. Because I'm pretty sure the people who got Steph Curry at 7, like they was looking for that. You know what I mean? They did that properly. The people who got picked up Nikola Jokic in the second round said, "Oh shit, I think there's something about this kid. We got this pick. Let's get that guy." Where did Shea Gilgeous-Alexander go? Was he first, second, or third?
He was like 13th or something. And he went to the Clippers. He didn't even go to the
No, I get it, but I'm just saying some of these players that are the best players in the NBA and the best players all time, maybe wasn't first, second, or third. So like you don't have to have your stock in only that.
I agree with you. No, I agree with you. Again, like I said, you know what I mean? Not to bring up Cam Thomas. He's not even having a good game tonight, and I wanted him to, but case in point is I just felt like they never really built around them. They just looked at it like we're gonna focus on the draft. We ain't trying to do nothing with them this season. And to the point is, if we got talent on our team, and I can appreciate you not being the best talent, but if you know how to run X's and O's, run pick and rolls, run the screen, set a real clean screen that you could get around, not get an offensive charge. You know what I'm saying? You could do some of these basketball things that's not just putting the ball in the bucket. And the main part is putting the ball in the bucket. Then you know what I mean? It'll at least be entertaining to watch. But to see us just run up the court to shoot a 3-pointer or get a turnover without even getting a shot, and just you know what I mean? It's like, bro, what are y'all even doing right now? You know what I'm saying? And that being said, yeah, it was good, refreshing for us to get a win. Dayron Sharpe, he a grown man. He even said it. He said we lost 10 in a row. You know, they probably just wanted to win for their morale, just so they could look in the mirror and say, I'm a winner. You know, that shit was fucking with their conscience, man. So, yeah, man.
They're fucking with mine.
It's just I feel bad for our young guys because it feels like they have to jump now, not only through the Jordy Fernandez hoops, you got to jump through vets who could potentially be here or not be here this summer based on who we draft. So it's like the rookies, I feel like they have to climb a bigger hill than they had to already just playing regular 82 games. Like you want these rookies to feel like they are getting better, and I just feel bad, Breeze, that Nolan he couldn't play in that fourth quarter. You can't tell me Terrence Mann deserves to close over Nolan, who's actually progressing. What is Terrence Mann progressing in? He dribbles a basketball up the court? Like, I don't understand that angle Jordy's playing at. Nolan has progressed, but you're not challenging him to close with the vets? That, to me, was disappointing tonight. Like, practice what you preach. Jordy said he believes in everybody. Prove it.
You know, You know what I noticed too is that the hold on, what was that?
Oh, wait,
No, I was
Joy said he believe in everybody, but Cam Thomas said they don't believe in nobody. So who do we believe?
Yo, Jay, I appreciate you bringing that up. And that's the one thing. People could criticize Cam all they want, but one thing about Cam, what he said was, when has the organization ever invested in young talent long term? 10 years. There's nobody on this record that's been in Brooklyn long term besides Nick Claxton, who got overpaid. We think he should get paid that much money. No other rookies got invested that much. So it's like, was what Cam said completely wrong? No. And you have 5 rookies you just drafted. You're telling me Terrence Mann should start more minutes than all 5 of those rookies. That's not a good look. So, Jordy, you could believe in all these people, but don't sound like you believe in them as much as you're telling us you do.
Oh, this is what I wanted to ask y'all. See, look, this is Darren Peterson right here flirting with coming back another year. AJ DeBonster said the same thing. This NIL money got these players talking different. They like, oh, but no, I got a millie. I got some honeys. I
And
don't
then
even know.
they probably looking at it like, do I really want to play for these stinking ass teams that's down there when I'm already making millions of dollars and got a shoe deal? Do I really want to play for these stinking teams? I could wait next year and see who's going to draft me then.
And then, you know, and the whole expectations of what it is to, and just the aura and energy of what college fans are to a college NBA a basketball star, opposed to what NBA fans are to a rookie coming into the league. Like, they probably avoiding pressure. It's like going from a king to a pawn, not a pawn, but a king to the beginning stage. You went from being the final boss to the motherfucking to the rookies of the whole situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's what it is with them. I think that's why they flirting with it. Look at I never seen him smile this entire time until he said I might run it back one more year. This is the first time I see
Didn't somebody say that last year?
Cooper Flag said that, but that's what I'm saying. Jay, they flirting with it. They keep talking about it. They keep saying somebody gonna do that shit. Like, yo, they just go ahead.
Nah, listen, this guy's lying off his ass. The way he's injury managed himself with his agents and friends and whatnot, this guy can't wait to get out of Kansas. He's just saying this for publicity so they get off his back with, oh, does Dayron want to play tonight? Does he like the coach? Does he want to play the tournament? And I say, you know, this is my first team. Of course I'm thinking about staying. No, he's not. This guy wants to take his NIHL money and get a top 2 selection so he gets some bonus money. I know this guy's game. This is why we shouldn't even consider a guy like this. You're lying off your ass already when we know you have some injury problems and you're an introvert loner. That's not a guy you build a team around. And now he's doing a two-face type thing right here. I don't buy it, man. This is even more confirmation why I'd be even more anxious to want to draft somebody like this. With guys like Boozer, AJ Wilson, you don't hear this crap. Yeah, I know we heard about AJ saying, oh, I got to get a degree. He wants to be in the NBA. This guy's playing 40 minutes a night. One of his friends just got injured on his team. Like, you want a guy that's playing out there going to war for his team, not a guy that's doing this back and forth crap.
That's why I said when it comes to John, that's why I said when it comes to drafting players, you got to make sure you got somebody with their head on right. Somebody who has that mentality. Like, that has to be a part of the drafting process, bro, because I agree. Darren Peterson, listen, I'm not going to deny he's a hell of a talent. He's probably the most talented college basketball player right now in basketball. Like, he's the type of player that'll come to the league and immediately make an impact. That's how talented he is. But his mentality and the way he approaches the game, it kind of is like a red flag as far as like him sitting out games, as far as the me attitude. Like you said, I don't know if that's the type of person I want to build my team around, even though he's as talented as he is, because mentality wise, I don't trust it.
Right. And we already dealt with the Kyrie Sage drama. I see too many red flags with Pearson, unfortunately. I think the kid, listen, I go on record multiple times when I question this kid. I say he might be one of the best scoring guards we've ever seen in the draft. He can't take that away from the kid. But when you're doing this back and forth crap, you don't want to be there. And I hope he doesn't have injury issues. But if you come in guns a-blazing and then you just start popping hammies left and right, it's like, damn, this is the Brooklyn Nets doing what they've done the last 10 years. They think they finally hit the
Nah.
gold mine. Guy gets injured, and then we flop. It's
I ain't
like
gonna
you
hold
have
you, John.
3 other better
I'm picking
choices.
Devonta and Boozer before I pick Peterson. That's just me.
I agree. I think
I
they're my
would
top 2 right now. I think they're
I
top
wouldn't pick
2.
him. No,
That's a fact.
he like for real.
Didn't somebody get hurt? One of those players? No, Caleb got hurt.
Caleb Wilson got
Caleb
hurt.
fractured his hand, his non-shooting hand. He's out for the tournament. He's not going to even play in the tournament, but he should still go top 4. So the lowest I believe Darren Pearson will fall is 3. So if we have
It's
the
3,
third
yeah.
pick, I'm drafting Caleb Wilson over Pearson. Hey, listen, people can say, "Oh, John, what are you talking about? You crazy? The guy's out and injured." Listen, Caleb Wilson defensively and what he's done this year to prove people wrong that thought he wasn't going to be a top guy. That's what you want to believe and invest in more than a guy who came in with all this smoke and now he's trying to put out his own fires. Tell me, who's really putting in the work, Caleb Wilson or Peterson? I think we all kind of know where we're going with
See,
that.
that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. So when you look at Caleb Wilson, he has that type of mentality. Like he has that type of dog mentality. And I like that. I feel like that's somebody that can be a leader, you know what I mean, in our locker room. But he's not as talented as Peterson. Peterson don't really got that, right, when it comes to his whole aura and his whole leadership thing. But he's the most talented out of everybody. As far as skill wise, he's the most skillful, I would say, out of everybody else, you know?
Right, but Caleb Wilson has positionless basketball skills, which is what the NBA is all about. I feel like for Peterson, if he was here a few more years ago, that's the caliber player you build around. But right now, the NBA is showing we want bigger, versatile, heavy on defense, impactful on offense. And for Peterson, if he's injury prone, the defensive effort he gives don't mean a whole lot much besides his scoring. So I just think Caleb Wilson, like you say, has those intangibles. He has Brooklyn grit. I think the 2 guys that most meet the Brooklyn Nets qualities are Boozer or Wilson, and I want AJ at number
Exactly.
1.
That's a
But
fact,
those 2, I
John.
can
That's a
see they
fact.
belong in
That's a
Brooklyn
fact. When
potentially.
it comes to like mentality wise, like
Yes.
dog, I see it in Boozer and I see it in Caleb Wilson. Like Boozer, he just wants to win. He's a fucking bulldog, bro.
Yep.
Like you could just tell, like he got that mentality, like he ready to, you know, walk through a wall and try to get a W. That's how he is, you know.
And Duke is number 1 right now. So here's my question: if Duke wins the whole damn thing, are we all in agreement that Cam Boozer is the number 1 guy? I'll even want
But
to
I
say
will
it.
say this though, John.
Would you
Let me
consider
say
that?
this real quick. I still think AJ DeBoncia has the highest ceiling, bro.
No, I agree. But if Boozer actually runs the gauntlet and wins, as much as my mind and heart say DeBonsa, I could easily say Cam Boozer earned number 1. That's where I'll be in a bind. I'd be happy with either one. But if Boozer runs the gauntlet, I would not be upset if we did draft him over AJ, because that means this dude proved to everybody, not only is he number 1, number 2, or number 3, he is the guy that
No,
ran the
that's a
gauntlet.
fact. That's
So
a fact.
that could make my heart change a
I
little
like
bit.
both their mentality. I like Boozer and Caleb's mentality. For sure.
Facts. So yeah, I think we're all in agreement. Top 3, it's Devonta, Boozer, or Wilson. 4, it's unfortunately Pearson. If we have the shot to draft at 4, it's just Darren Pearson came with all the smoke and fire, but there's a lot of red flags that we've seen in previous stars in this NBA right now, where it's like,
Fact.
is it really worth it to pay that guy all that money and he's not even going to get you to at least the conference finals? I just think these other 3 guys. These guys got the engines and motors and intangibles and offensive defense that we need. The East is not weak. You need one of those 3 to prove to the Eastern Conference teams that, hey, Brooklyn grit is back. Because as much as Detroit may lack scoring, they got a number 1 guy. Boston now has their 2 guys. Like, even the Cavs have Harden and Mitchell right now for 2 years at least. You need that number 1 guy if you're going to even make a stamp next year to be in the playing bracket. So I hope this works out for the Nets. But I think we all have an understanding of who is the number 1 guy potentially on this team. And it's just not Peterson if we look at it at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I like Peterson. Like I said, he's the most skillful player coming out of college. But you can't ignore the red flags. And listen, you can't play in college. What makes you think he's gonna play in the NBA where it's more physical? They play more games, and it's just like the tempo is just a whole lot faster. You know what I mean? More faster and aggressive. So, I agree with you, bro. Like the talent is there, but everything I'm seeing outside of the talent kind of scares me a little bit.
Nah, I definitely agree. I think we still have a shot. It's just I know this team, if they keep these vets, they're gonna win a few more games. And I think right now we're tied for 3 with the Wizards, but Utah is right behind. So I think the lowest the Nets can finish is 5th. Last year, the Philly had 5th and they got the 3rd pick. So if that leads us to a Boozer or Wilson, I'm excited about that. 4 for the Hornets, it stayed, but that pick could go back and forth. If we stay at 3, we're locked in top 7, but we're more closer to 5 through 7. So if the Nets do fall back a bit, maybe it works out. It's just I hope it works out because we're tired of the tank crap. We're tired of talking about this team doing enough to not win when we want them to win. And I just think this front office, you have all these picks, you have all this cap space, you have a young core of players that if the coach actually invests in, maybe you have a true product to build in 2 years on the court. It's just this
Yeah.
summer is going to be super important. I keep saying the word of the month or the summer for these rookies is physicality. Go in the gym, lift the weights, get the physical caliber frame you need because this East, I think the East is way more physical now than the West is. The West has great shooters, but the East, you can kind of see with different teams, they have physical grit.
It's
And
it
that's
always
what
been like
Brooklyn
that.
needs.
Right.
Yeah,
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 but even more pronounced it is right now.
yeah.
If you
No,
look
I
at
think
it.
No,
Dayron
I
Sharpe
agree with you,
is
man.
what
I
we need
totally
more. We
agree.
need more players like
But
Dayron Sharpe.
what's really going to be telling is how I know everybody's upset about this law. I'm not as mad because, like I said, I still feel like we in a good place as it pertains to the tank, even though why the hell are we playing vets, right? I get it. I get why people's mad because they're like, yo, we playing the vets. We trying to win with these vets. We should be trying to develop and win with the kids. Totally understand. But as far as the numbers go, I mean, we still bottom 3. We got like a half game on the Wizards. What's going to be telling is how the Nets play against the other bad teams, the Wizards, the Pacers, these other bad tanking teams that are trying to position themselves to get a number 1 draft pick. How we approach those games will be very telling.
Face Memphis on Monday, but after tonight's win, I don't kind of care about first or second because the Pacers and Kings, they're going to keep dropping. So now you focus, like you said, on we face the Wizards one more time, and I don't think we face Utah, but Utah, they're just dropping. So if the Nets beat any of these other bad teams, I think the lowest the Nets will finish is 5, which could be good or it could be bad. Let's aim on the side of it could be good. But at the same time, you have Drake Powell, who I hope could get back up here and just show the confidence that everybody wants to see because skill set's there. I want to see Nolan be challenged in fourth quarters to close if the Nets even are close to a lead. I can live more with these young guys contributing to the wins than the vets because we don't know if these vets are going to be here long term. But we just have to live with the results. The tank's almost over, and hopefully the chips finally do fall in our favor because out of all the markets in the bottom 10, the highest one of value is Brooklyn. But I don't even want to use that as a barometer because the NBA's shown they really don't care that much about Sean or Joe. So it really just depends on where the lottery balls fall at the end of the day.
Nah, all facts. Yeah, but
I
listen,
totally
man.
agree. I totally agree with that.
Yeah,
Listen, man. I personally think we gonna be good. I think the Nets get a top 4 pick. I think we personally walking away with either Caleb, Cam Boozer, Daryl Peterson, or AJ DeBonsi. I believe we will get one of those 4 when it's all said and done.
Let's get it, man. We have to. Well, 2 years, man. Let's end this on a much better note than it started. That would be the only thing that would justify this for me. I really do hope we accomplish that mission, man, because I think the Brooklyn base would feel very excited. And it's on Mother's Day. I want to celebrate with our moms, man. Come on. I want to
right.
say, Mom, I'm sorry I was screaming like a bloody idiot for 8 months, but this is why. And now I'm taking you out for dinner.
Nah, I mean, it'd be kind of cool for Brooklyn to finally have their guy. And what I mean by that is to have a homegrown talent that we drafted turn into a star. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when's the last time we had that? I don't think we've.
Never.
I don't remember.
I mean, it
I
happened
don't
in New
remember.
Jersey, but as far as since the Nets been in Brooklyn, it happened, right?
The
So
last time we drafted one was
maybe
Kenyon
Kerry
Martin back
Kittles.
in
I mean,
like
not Kerry Kittles.
2000 or something.
Kenyon Martin or somebody like that.
Yeah, 2000. Now, 25
Yeah,
years ago.
we
Been a
drafted
while.
Kmart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't draft kids, so we can't claim that. Um, you know, so it is what it is, man.
Man, it could have been Cam Thomas if they'd have invested in him.
Oh God, I ain't talking about Cam Thomas, bro. I got Cam Thomas
Yo,
fatigue,
some
man.
people saying Kansas fans, just leave the kid alone. You hate the kid's guts. There's numbers to go against it, but he's not on the team anymore. I'd rather talk about what's on this team than keep talking about Cam because it just shows pettiness. Like me, Joey, and others, we moved on. I don't know anybody else can't.
A lot of people moved on from when he was still on the team, and that's the problem. Niggas gonna do the same thing with the new guy that we drafted. If he have a bad season or a bad couple games, niggas like, yeah, fuck this guy.
Bro, when the
He's
last
not
time
that
Cam
good.
Thomas had a good game? Like y'all keep bringing this nigga up.
A couple games ago.
Niggas been church mouses since the 40-point game. He ain't been doing shit, and he ain't been getting playing minutes. Have you looked at his last couple of games?
Yeah.
Those numbers don't look good, bro. Why ain't he cracking the code in Milwaukee? If he's so good, why ain't he starting in Milwaukee?
He just got there.
Why can't he get over 15 minutes? Why can't he get 20 plus minutes a game?
He just got there. They already got their plan.
But he's good though. This the nigga, y'all niggas be talking about this nigga like he Kobe Jr. or something. So none of that shit matter.
Nah,
right?
Niggas don't be saying that. Niggas be saying that he's a good player and he needed to get a chance on this team, which was ass.
Y'all niggas wanted Cam to go somewhere different and do good so bad, so y'all can throw it up in other Nets faces, that other Nets fans that didn't believe in him or didn't fuck with him. Y'all wanted that shit to happen so bad, but right now it's not looking good for y'all, bro. Because the Bucks fans is dragging that nigga. Every time I see a post on Twitter, they dragging him for the same shit that a lot of fans used to get on Cam about when he was a Net.
I don't be watching the Bucks fans that much, but I seen the exact opposite on the games he did good.
Well, I don't know,
niggas
bro.
like, oh man, they let us have this guy for free.
Yeah, Jay. That was the one game. That was the one game he scored 40 points. But what happened after that?
2 games.
It was 2-3 games. It was more than that. It was a few games where he had more points than minutes.
He played like a couple games good for them, but most of his body of work been trash.
I think he played against the Magic when it was shot the logo shot, and then
come on, 5. We got to keep it a buck, bro. Like, come on.
Nah,
like,
it's just like y'all just want to argue y'all point. I'm not just trying to argue the point.
I don't care about the nigga personally, but I don't even know why niggas brought him up because he really not playing good. I can see if he was playing
niggas
good.
Asked when the last time we drafted somebody that could have been good.
Yeah, I mean, he's not good. That's the problem. Niggas think he's good, but he's not.
Yeah,
he's not as good as y'all niggas think he is.
And he's not as bad as y'all niggas think he is.
Okay. Well, look at what he's happening to him right now in Milwaukee.
All right, and look at Nolan Traore, and look at Yago, and look at these dudes we got on the team right now.
Them niggas is rookies, bro. You comparing a rookie to a nigga that been in the league 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and that's a nigga that we drafted versus a nigga that we drafted.
Come on,
like
I'm saying it, like I can see like you would have like a little bit to stand on if the nigga was still like he been scorching his whole time since he been on the Bucks. But the fact of the matter is he had about 2 or 3 good games, and most of his body of work been ass since he been there, and he ain't been getting playing minutes.
Yeah, they ain't giving him a lot of minutes. But listen, man, we gonna see, man. You know what I mean? He bet on himself. And what I will say is he wanted to go to Milwaukee. That's why he had the no trade clause. So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. But, I ain't tripping. But I do get Jay point. We gotta invest in our draft picks. I get that. But other than that, man, I'm a you know what I'm saying, call it a night. But yeah, man, this is fun, man. This is fun. I don't know how we win in the NBA. Gonna figure out tanking to make it more competitive, but we'll see. You know what I mean? Shout out to Netorius. Shout out to This Is JTV. Shout out to John. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the members on the page. Shout out to Leaf. You know what I mean? Shout out to the whole chat. You know what I mean? And we're gonna be back with more content really soon, man. You know what I'm saying? Tune in. And all of the members of the chat. Of the page, if y'all got any content y'all want me to talk about, just tag me on Twitter or something, or you know what I mean, leave a comment on the page, and I'll try to get to it, even if it's a day that the Nets don't play. You know what I mean? Yeah, we working though. You know what I mean? Shout out to This Is Day TV. Shout out to Notorious. We're gonna be back with more content really soon, y'all. Peace.